chuffed to bits that I'm here for another 2 years. It's a great club. I've been here for a while now, and never really could imagine myself playing anywhere else.
After the Outlaws' clash with Derby is rained off, Nottinghamshire begin what could be a crucial week for their red and white ball campaigns, with a Specsavers County Championship game in Scarborough. But stand-in skipper Chris Nash will be leading a side missing one man who has had a career-long association with the club. For the first time, Samit Patel is preparing to play a first-class game for another county after moving to Glamorgan on a red ball-only loan.
I got a phone call from Morsey first, and I wasn't going to go. Wasn't going to travel to Scarborough. But then he said that Glammy had come in for a loan deal for me, which kind of made sense to play first team cricket rather than playing the twos. I think at this stage of the season, taking a second team spot of a young kid, I don't think is right. And obviously Glammy came in and said, come and try and get us a promotion gig. So that was the incentive for me, was trying to get promotion with Glammy. So yeah, there's probably an offer that I probably couldn't turn down. Yeah, I see it very clearly as going out on loan to score some runs and take some wickets, to be honest. So even if you do get recalled back, you're in a good headspace to play some good cricket. So that's how I saw it. Putting on a different shirt, mind you, was different, and a cap. Never experienced a different dressing room before, and it was different, yeah, obviously. But the Glammy lads are good. They welcome me with open arms. It'll be sad from my point of view if I'm not playing in a Notts shirt. But then I did say that the incentive there was to get promotion with Glamorgan, and hopefully trying to learn from the blokes at Glammy, and hopefully they can learn off me what I bring to them.
Back in Scarborough, Nottinghamshire make a blistering start to day one, with Luke Wood's opening burst reducing the host to 38 for 5. But Yorkshire recover to post 232, and familiar first innings batting woes afflict the green and golds. Academy product Liam Patterson-White's maiden first-class 50 is not enough to prevent defeat by 143 runs. And it emerges after the game that Wood only has a short time left with the green and golds, having agreed a move to Lancashire at the end of the season.
The tough thing for me was always to leave your boyhood club, and I've been lucky to call this home for a number of years, and I can remember sort of walking out and making my debut, and then at some point I'll walk out and it'll be my last game, so which is sad, but then it's at the same time it's exciting. I can move on to a new adventure, and I'm excited to get going with that. But probably, yeah, the lads, I mean, they miss the most. It's such a familiar environment for me. There's no bad lads in the changing room, and you come into work, you have a laugh every day. And I've come to grown quite a lot of friendships over the years. I mean, so it's going to be hard. It'd be hard to sort of leave them behind, but that sort of decision's been made, and that's all done now. But for me, my contract doesn't run out here till October the 1st. So, I mean, my heart still, obviously, for this season lies here, and I really want to see us do well. I mean, I've always said it'd been an easy decision to stay, purely because of it's what I've always known, and that's comfortable. And I don't always think necessarily comfortable is best. Like, comfortable's not always best. And taking myself out of my comfort zone and going, look, this I think is the best decision for me, and sticking with it and not going with necessarily the easy option. It's something I'm happy with, and now I've made my choice. I don't have any regrets on what I've decided to do.
As news of Wood's impending departure sinks in, the Outlaws switch their focus back to T20 and a trip to take on Leicestershire. And with Notts starting to build up a head of steam in the Vitality Blast, there's good news on the contract front as Luke Fletcher agrees a deal to extend his association with the club by a further 2 years.
Yeah, great. It's chuffed to bits that I'm here for another 2 years. It's a great club. I've been here for a while now, and never really could imagine myself playing anywhere else. So it's great news for me and my family. Well, I spoke to Mick midway through the season, sort of after the 50 over stuff finished, and we had a few conversations then about the contract. The club this year, the players really, we've underachieved in 4-day cricket. Our white ball stuff's been pretty good, so it's not all doom and gloom, but the 4-day stuff we've definitely underachieved. So there is an element of trying to get the club back to where it should be next year, and that's what that's why I've signed the deal. Not only that, but I love the club as well, and missing out starting the T20 was a massive blow for me. I had a decent one-day campaign, and didn't sort of expect to play, but thought I'd have a real good chance. So missing out on that was a big dagger. That hit me hard. Hopefully I get back in and take my opportunity and get myself back in the side consistently, really. So that's certainly the aim at the minute. And then with the 4-day stuff is to continue trucking in and trying to get as many wickets as I can, and hopefully get that first win for the club.
Notts may have lost to Leicestershire earlier in the season, but it's a different story at Grace Road. Fletcher makes an immediate impact on his return to the T20 side with 3 wickets, while Alex Hales and Ben Duckett make telling contributions to see the Outlaws to a 7-wicket win. Avenging the defeat to the Foxes leaves the Green and Golds well placed to seal quarter-final qualification by beating Yorkshire at home.
It was one of those nights, a lot of people played on that night, so you don't quite know how it's going to affect you till the end of the night. I looked at it and thought, yeah, actually we look in a good position. The table is jammed up, there's no doubt about that. But going into the game today against Yorkshire, it looks like if we can get a win tonight, that'll put us in a very strong position for a quarter-final. We've had a theme going all the way through. I think Dan's had his theme trying to get us to play the sort of cricket we need to win a quarter-final if we get there, keep getting better all the way through. I think the Leicester game was a good win because all the sides had 2 weeks off, so it's a change of format. We've gone from Championship cricket back into 2020. I think we're a bit slow out of the blocks, if I'm honest, and I think the lads recognise that. So that's something that I think we've got to put right tonight or this afternoon. And generally, I thought the quality of the sort of Hales-Duckett partnership showed where we are as a team if we can get a lot of people playing well, because that batting group has got real depth to it, and bowling wise we've got plenty of options. So it's really a case for us to look after ourselves, get ourselves in good order. Today's a tough game against Yorkshire, so we've got to get rid of sort of that Friday night feeling, take the feeling maybe in here, but get ready to play what will be a tough game this afternoon.
I've not got a lot to say except I know we're going to be really excited about playing. It's got that real feel about it. It's going to be a full house, the sun's going to shine. The key things for me are we're here to play a good game of cricket.
Almost 14,000 pack into Trent Bridge to see the Outlaws welcome Yorkshire Vikings. And as England play out a thrilling Ashes test further north, the Notts faithful have their own nail-biting victory to savour. Joe Clark makes a crucial 50 to shepherd the Outlaws to 148 for 7, before death bowling of the highest order from Luke Fletcher and Harry Gurney sees the hosts over the line by just 3 runs, securing their passage into the quarter-finals.
We got off to a really slow start and then we were able to pull it back. Good partnership in the middle with Clark and Libby just to get us to something decent, and then luckily we got away with a few 4s and 6s towards the end there, and then they got off to a great start, and we just gradually sort of pulled it back, and then 12 off the last over, first ball goes for 6, you think you've lost it again, and then we pulled it back. So pretty amazing game.
It got interesting with the 6th first ball. Franey's a clean striker of the ball, so I landed the ball pretty much exactly where I wanted to. Back of the hand slower ball, sort of a foot wide of off stump to try and make him fetch it. He played a really good shot, and then after that obviously they needed 6 to win, and it was just a case of trivialising it in my head really. That's how I deal with those pressure situations, and you have days where it doesn't go your way and you get smacked into the stand again and you're a villain, and you have days where it doesn't happen, and you hope to have more of those days, and today turned out to be one of them.
Luckily, with someone like Harry, he's done it more often than not, finished games for us. So, yeah, I had every confidence in him that he'd get it done.
When you're winning tight games, when it comes to those games in the future, you almost know how to do it. It becomes a habit winning those tight games. You know, if we make finals day and later on in the season when the pitches get slower and you have to defend low scores, you know, we've got that confidence in knowing we've done it in the past. So it's a really good moral boosting win heading into the key part of the tournament.
Well, to qualify is everything. It's everything. So we want the home quarter without a shadow of a doubt, and the game at Worcester will now be another big game. But the feeling of relief in some ways to get down when you know you're one game away from Finals Day, 3 games away from winning a trophy is brilliant. It's a great feeling.